Hey guys, welcome to another video of Scent Saga. My name is Deep and wishing you all a very happy new year 2026. The reason I'm wishing after so late is because I just got back and I was taking a healthy break, you can say, from content creation and everything, because during my New Year's I was traveling to Sri Lanka with my friends and my wife Chandrima, and on that particular journey I discovered a lot of perfume mistakes that me, after collecting perfumes for so long, traveling here and there, I became a bit more mindful starting my journey in the year 2026. And in this video, I'm going to share with you what I learned during this travel. Also, the perfume mistakes that you should avoid if in case you're somebody who travels a lot or plan on traveling while maintaining a perfume collection, and what are the perfumes that I took with me on my journey to Sri Lanka. So without wasting any more time, I'll get started with the first and foremost lesson that I learned while I was packing for Sri Lanka. Okay, so the thing was, when I initially planned on taking perfumes with me, being a content creator who reviews perfume, who has a lot of perfumes in his collection, the first thing that comes to the mind is like, I'm going to take as many perfumes as I can on this trip. I'm going to wear as many perfumes as I can. But the honest truth is, you have to be very mindful about how many perfumes you carry. Reason, I'll tell you what has happened. Initially, I was like, okay, I'm going for a 5-day trip. So logically, if I wear perfumes twice a day, one during the daytime, one during the evening, still there are like total 10 sittings of perfume, total 10 times that I can use the perfumes. And honestly, initially when I planned, I was taking around 6-7 perfumes with me. I was like, what am I going to do with these perfumes? So later on, I reduced it to 4. So the first thing that I learned was, nobody gives a F about how many perfumes you carry, how many perfumes you have in your collection. The thing is, you need to be mindful about how many perfumes you carry. Second, while I was carrying the perfumes, initially my thing was like, I'm going to carry as many as possible. Now I have reduced my total number of perfumes, and then I was like, which one should I carry? I like this one, I like that one, I love that one. But then I realized quickly that Sri Lanka is a tropical country. Even though where I'm sitting right now, my hometown, Shiliguri, it's kind of very cold over here. But while we will be traveling to Sri Lanka, or when we were traveling to Sri Lanka, the temperature that was expected was 25 to 30 degrees centigrade. It's a tropical country. There is no winter over there. So carrying dark, heavy perfumes didn't make any sense. Second thing that I learned while carrying the perfumes was, try to take perfumes which are season or occasion worthy, not taking perfumes just because you wanted to. Because say for an example, right now over here, I can definitely wear this perfume 9 p.m. elixir. There won't be any issue. Or I can wear this one, which is one of my favorite, which is Duality brown. But can I actually wear them when I'm traveling to Sri Lanka? The answer is no. It will be choking. It will not make any sense to even, take them. So then I basically settled down with 4 perfumes, which was kind of season appropriate. So the next learning that I got was, take perfumes which basically make sense for that particular setup, not basically what you currently own in your collection. Okay. And then the most important, or the biggest revelation of them all, was, I initially wanted to carry this particular perfume. Where did it go? This is Afnan's Rare Reef, a very, very, very tropical perfume. I can say goes very well during a tropical season, or say where, the temperature is not that cold. This kinds of shines through. I love the smell of the perfume. Although I don't like the Dane of Pacific Chill, but this twist on the Dane of Pacific Chill I love. And shout out to Elix Bloom for helping me source this perfume at a cheaper rate. I from time to time give shout outs to Elix Bloom because they literally help me out a lot with the perfumes. But purchasing perfumes from them is your choice. You can just check them out if in case you want to, and if you can get it at a cheaper rate, why not? Okay. Now, that being said, I really wanted to take it, but the problem was, it's kind of heavy, hefty bottle. Same happens with a lot of the perfumes that I actually wanted to take with me. Then I just quickly realized 100 ml perfumes while traveling is a problem, because most of the time, even though, let me show you some more example. Chandrima really loves this particular perfume. This is Fleury Emerald from the House of Rips. Okay. Loves the perfume. And There is this vanillic lemon tart like feeling that you get with this perfume. I absolutely love it. The base has got some vanilla, the mid has got some florals, and the top has got some lime and lemony zest. Overall, it's a very gourmandish perfume, but kind of feels very appropriate for a tropical weather as well. Chandrima wanted to take this, but look at the bottle. It's heavy, it's hefty, not that travel friendly. Also, one more was there that Chandrima bought way back, absolutely loves. This one is Rose de Soleil, again from the House of Revs, which I think I highlighted during the, top gifts for women during the New Year's and, December and all. This was the perfume that I showcased. This is kind of a fruity floral perfume with ambery base, kind of sweet at the base, but the top is kind of white florals and fruits, specifically peaches I get. But the point is these bottles are so heavy. Then I kind of realized that, perfumes which are 50 ml are kind of the best place. And then we finally decided that we will be taking perfumes which are lighter in weight, which are lesser in quantity. Still, it's fine because you will be carrying the perfumes with you. Why take this heft of carrying so many things when this is significantly like maybe say 5% or 10% of your entire accessories or fashion? Why bother so much? So that was the thing that we learned during this travel. Like, travel with less amount of perfumes or less quantity of perfumes or lighter bottle of perfumes, okay? And this is where we learned another thing. Invest in decant bottles. Empty decant bottles if you are traveling, if you want to carry a lot of perfumes with you, but the perfume bottles are kind of heavy. And the biggest lesson that we learned was do not invest in cheap decant bottle like this. Basically, I kind of got these decants thinking these are 8 ml, and I thought that whenever we are traveling, we will be carrying the decants like this. The problem, most of the times, even if it has got the juice, the atomizer does not work. It kind of stops working. You end up losing the perfume. Invest in better decant bottles. So what we ended up doing was we kind of took bottles of decants, but then most of them worked and most of them didn't. Whichever worked, great. Whichever didn't, we had to carry them back, and we don't know how to use them now. Maybe like others, we will have to open this up and drop this like this to make it work or something. But that is the point. Invest in good perfume decant bottles if in case you are trying to carry them while you're traveling. Don't get the cheaper ones. They suck. Now, the perfumes that Chandrima took, I already told. She took one Rose de Soleil decant, which kind of, got messed up. She took one decant of Fleury Emerald. This was awesome, and I kind of like the perfume. So did she. And we took one more for Chandrima, which is Pineapple Mafia from Menworks, because this is something that I bought almost like a month back, but I already knew by the notes and everything, this was kind of a perfume which smells like 9 PM Rebel. Now, I personally don't like the DNA of 9 PM Rebel because it starts with a juicy pineapple and ends into the DNA of BR 540 kind of ish note. But Chandrima kind of loves that DNA. Previously, she owned Despacito from Haven Duft, which she emptied out. And that was basically more of Qaid Al Fursan. This smells like Qaid Al Fursan in the beginning, and then kind of dries down into Baccarat Rouge 540 kind of DNA, which is basically the DNA of Afran 9 PM Rebel. Chandrima loved it, so Chandrima carried it, and she still enjoys it. Although I am not the person who kind of enjoys this DNA much, but I prefer what Menworks did over here. If in case you have owned Haven Duft Despacito in the past, if in case you have also used Seduction from Arabian Aroma, this is kind of a better blend than Seduction, but Seduction at 350 rupees, let me show you. Yeah, this is the one. Seduction at 350 rupees does the job quite well. 350, 400 rupees for 100 ml. Over here, the blend quality is a bit, lesser in terms of this. This is much better. And over here, this is kind of Qaid Al Fursan minus the BR 540. Over here in the dry down, there is BR 540. That's it. So that is what Chandrima took. And what I basically took was my favorite Rasasi Fatan, because tropical weather, vetiver just works perfect. And then I took Muhammad Al Qamar's Aventus Absolute, because from all the perfumes that I own, which smells like Aventus Absolute, this one was the closest. and still I love the DNA. And I feel that this is one of those DNA which goes really well during the summers, during the winters, a very versatile DNA. And because the perfume is inexpensive, I could have taken, Supremacy Collector's Edition or Perfume that I already own, but I will not have been able to, spray that generously. Over here, I was able to, and the blend quality is perfect. So it's a win-win situation across all the places. So I took Muhammad Al Qamar's Aventus Absolute. Then I took two more perfumes. Total, I took four. And the third perfume that I took was Old Saloon from Rizwan. Reason, small bottle, but at the same time, it's a barbershop fragrance, which kind of works both way. During the morning as well as the evening in a tropical weather, this kind of works. So I took this, was something that, outperformed really well. Creed Viking DNA with Brute, absolutely gorgeous. And the last bottle that I took was basically about this one. This one is Luxe Tobacco, my favorite perfume. And I took that just to, get some brownie points from my friends, because I was meeting my friends after a long time. They have settled in Pondicherry now. So in Sri Lanka, we met, we spent time, and Luxe Tobacco was basically just to show them that, I created a perfume along with a friend of mine, Rizwan. I mean, that was the reason I was taking this perfume with me. Although this is a very wearable version of tobacco-based fragrance out there, but certainly not for a tropical weather. I think it's more suited for a moderate climate as well as during the winters. But during the evening, this really did well as well. Although I still prefer the other three during a tropical setup than this, but this kind of worked as well. Now, that was kind of my first ever video for 2026, where I just want you to be a bit more mindful about making perfume collection, collecting perfumes, traveling with them. And what I learned from this entire travel was quantity from time to time may be not that great. Having a bit quality, having a bit more mindfulness about what you're carrying, where you're carrying, that is more important than the rest of the stuff. So if in case, I know this video was not any review to any particular perfume, but if in case you enjoy insights like this, I hope this video was good enough for you. And I have got one more news for you. The news is Luxe Tobacco initially was a limited edition perfume. We created a few batches and then we were like, that's it. We don't want to create any more, because initially that was kind of an experiment. It worked out well. And Rizwan asked me like, bro, can we just continue creating this perfume? Because I feel that in his SKU or in his lineup of perfumes, this can be a worthy addition that he can, keep on creating, because he feels that the perfume blend is something that, should be created more often than not, because he's getting orders. So I was like, why not? Because this perfume is, as much as it's mine, it's Rizwan's as well. So this is a decision that Rizwan has taken and I completely approve it. So Luxe Tobacco is not going to be a limited edition anymore. This is going to be a perfume that will be available in Fusion's website as long as he wants to make it and sell it, and that's it. That's one of the updates. And the second update is, when we created Luxe Tobacco, we were basically trying to see if we can create a blend or create a fusion that makes sense. Now, after quite a bit of requests from, those who have used Luxe Tobacco, as well as, from the community of Rizwan, where he is selling perfumes, this request has come up like, bro, create another perfume, not something based on tobacco, but on some other DNA. And after a long thoughtful conversation and after going through a lot of blends together, I'll just show you. These are like 3 tester bottles lying over here. There are another 10, 15 lying over here or there or something. There are smaller tester bottles as well. We have tested another 50, 60 variants. And finally, we have come up with another perfume that we are working on, which is called Luxe Duality, because it's a dual perfume. It kind of shares the duality or the dual nature of the perfume. I don't know, maybe people have done it in the past, but this is something that we are trying to capture over here. We are trying to mix a fresh perfume with a gourmand perfume and trying to create a category which is a fresh gourmand perfume. So Luxe Duality is on the way. We are still finalizing and revising. The DNA has already been confirmed. It's just that we are testing out better oils so that once the perfume is live and ready to be shipped, it comes out or turns out to be the best thing that we could have delivered across a certain price range. So, bless us keep us motivated and support Scent Saga as well as support Fusion by Rizwan when Luxe Duality comes into play. And with that, this is Deep signing off. I'll see you on the next one very soon. Bye-bye.